This is the Kojima Productions Report with your host Ryan Payton and with co-host
Mark MacDonald, back from due illness, but
back from the dead.
That's right, stronger than ever. Couldn't keep me down. No, I really thought I was almost going to die last week.
I kind of feel bad about making fun of you on the show last week.
Yeah, I heard that you did. What exactly did you say?
We don't have to go into that really, but I'm glad that you're back on the mends.
Did you say I was in a hammock sipping lemonade or something?
Yes, something to that effect.
Oh, come on.
Also playing Smash Brothers nonstop. Because coincidentally, that was the day that the game, I think, you can get your hands on it. That was the release day.
That's right.
We recorded that day. So.
By the way, Snake's Super Smash is awesome.
Oh, the Final Smash?
Final Smash is awesome. You can tell what a Smash Brothers expert I am that I just called it a Super Smash. But the thing where he is in the foreground and has the grenade launcher, if you haven't seen it, there's some videos out there. There's one on Game Videos of everybody, I think, is Final Smash. But he's pretty good, too. I was playing as him. He's got some moves.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff.
A lot of mines, a lot of explosive-based things. Mines, missile launches.
Did you play the Shadow Moses stage?
Yes, which is really cool.
The music's awesome.
Yeah, the music. Oh, the music in that whole game is amazing. But like, yeah, the backgrounds, how they change through it, and the Rex is just like smashing through. It's pretty damn cool. Yeah. So you worked on the English version of the voice acting for that, right?
Yeah.
Were you around when that was being recorded?
Yeah, I was. I left it to Nintendo for the most part, as far as like booking the studio and working with Chris Zimmerman and David Hayter. I was actually going to email like the PR director at Nintendo, who was a friend of ours, and say, hey, we should make this big announcement about David Hayter being in Super Smash Brothers. And then I did a Google search to make sure that it's not out or leaked or anything, and then I found that David Hayter himself kind of leaked it on his own YouTube page.
Really?
Yeah, because somebody asked him, because he posted this video from the 20th anniversary Metal Gear Party.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw that, but when he was...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so people are like, are you the real David Hayter? And so after like a couple weeks of like him saying, yes, I am the real David Hayter, then they said, hey, did you do Smash Brothers? Are you going to be in it? And he said, yeah, it was really fun. And so... Interesting.
All these voice actors like giving away secrets. Well, like it's happening a lot these days.
It's hard, especially with IMDb. And I'm still looking into it, like to figure out who actually posts this stuff. It seems like the agents can do it, the actors themselves can do it, fans can do it.
Oh yeah.
It's really weird because I'm really worried about what content's going to get on there before MGS4 launches.
Right.
I was kind of upset to see that one female soldier called one of the Haven Troopers showed up before TGS. And that's where we're going to announce the Haven Troopers. And then it's on IMDb.
With the name
Haven Trooper.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't very
cool.
Well,
and MGS3 had the whole famous thing where basically everything, it was like, wait, there's a boss that shoots bees, and bees, the dog, when it barks and bees shoot out of its mouth. Like, yeah, that was I'm sure. Good thing you weren't working here at that time. That wouldn't have been fun to deal with. But
absolutely not.
You guys have done a pretty good job, I think.
It's about me being absolutely paranoid about it. And,
right.
I mean, things do leak, and I know, and I'm prepared for it, but I'm doing whatever I can to make sure it doesn't happen.
Well, and some of the stuff that's leaked, like it's technically leaked, but like I hadn't even heard it. You would tell me like, oh yeah, that leaked actually a couple weeks ago, because you know everything, but it will like leak out of like Guatemala. Like somebody will whisper it in like a cantina,
right?
And and then you find out about it like a week later. But like the internet on the whole still is ignorant of some things that have quote unquote leaked.
True, and it's because there's not like concrete information about it. It's just speculation. Like this leak could lead to this,
right?
And it's a good guess, and some of it's right, some of it's not. Like I really do want people to be surprised.
Yeah, and most people, like most Metal Gear people, want to be surprised. It's one of those franchises where I don't think a lot of people are out there searching. I mean, people are, but the vast majority of people are actively trying to avoid spoilers.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, over the next, from here until we launch the game, like I'm going to try my best to make sure that we don't have too much spoilers, but also to give people a guide of like, what to do and what not to do, so you don't, get too much information. Like if we have like a cover story with a magazine, I might recommend certain parts of it or whatever, just because like I'm like that. Like for Halo 3, for Mass Effect, for BioShock,
right?
for episode 2 for Half-Life, I didn't read anything. No previews.
Really?
No, like I didn't look at the last trailers.
Wow.
Like I didn't look at the commercials. Nothing.
See, I had to watch videos of a lot of things because when I used to work at GameVideos.com, it just basically had to watch.
That's your job.
Yeah, I had to watch everything, and I thought that most places did a pretty good job of accepting stuff. I was surprised at some of the stuff that I saw in the last MGS4 trailer.
Yes.
To be honest, that was one of the things where I was really like, I'm actually not sure if I'm glad that I saw that or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, it made me the most excited. I think I talked about it before. It made me the most excited to play the game, but was also the biggest thing where I was like, wait, I'm not sure I wanted to see that. And I'm not even going to say what it is, but anybody who's seen the trailer knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I think we recorded a show with John Riccardi, and he said that it wasn't until that trailer then when he got excited for MGS4.
Right. Yeah.
So there's kind of a trade-off. Like the hardcore fans get screwed.
That's true. There's a trade-off.
Those mainstream
mainstream Ricardis out there.
Yes.
Yeah. Indeed. So you have been a busy boy.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm the one who got sick, because you're the guy that's been running around.
I'm kind of waiting for it to catch up, when you're busy.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have like a day to rest, and then it all comes back and you get sick.
I don't know how I don't know how you've been finding time to play Mass Effect, but because you have been so ridiculously busy. Like what is all the stuff that you're doing right now?
A lot of stuff, like millions of things moving at the same time. Like I think you heard from our friend Hiroko about like some of the scheduling,
right?
About working, a full day, in the office in Japan,
right?
And then working at night over Skype or over international phone with people in the States during their daytimes. Yes, on secrets.
On secret,
exciting
secrets.
Yes,
exciting secret projects.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's been like just doing 2 full-time jobs at the same time, and it's not very fun.
Is that one of the 3 exciting secret projects that is keeping you on Skype in the early and late?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, the 3 secret products.
Right. Not necessarily games.
Not necessarily games, but yeah, it's actually incorporated with all those different projects that we've talked about.
Cool.
But there's like a lot of coordination. Like we come up to launch and we want to have not only MGS4 there, but other things as well, different products. So
right.
Making sure that everything's going as smoothly as possible, and it's something that John Riccardi knows. Working at 8.4, like with a lot of your workforce is up during your midnight, your 3 a.m., 4 a.m., you end up staying up unless you can figure out like a good schedule. Right. And I know that the first 2 years, like when he was working, were just brutal. Yeah. He had a really weird time schedule, and I feel like I'm on that right now.
That's no good, dude.
Yeah, I gotta get back.
Yeah.
Back off my nocturnal cycle.
So what else have you been doing? What have you been doing here in the office?
Well, this week has not really been very exciting. Just kind of getting ready for the final stretch. Mm-hmm. I kind of talked about this before we started recording to ask you if you think it would be interesting, but I am doing ESRB submission stuff,
right?
And somebody's got to do it.
So is that recording? I mean, to me, I always wanted to see one of these things. Is that basically sending in every curse word, every violent act, anything that might impact the rating at all? Basically, it's making a compilation video of just that, right?
Exactly.
I always thought that would be so funny to see one of those, because it would just be like that and interspliced with people exploding and stabbing each other and heads flying off and blood everywhere and stuff like that. Like, yeah,
it's funny because what I've heard about the ESRB is like they bring in like normal everyday people and like moms and things, and they bring them in the way they watch these videos, and then they assign like a rating that they would think would be appropriate for that game.
Right.
And you watch like a 30 or 40 minute clip of just violence. Like,
right.
How do you, it's hard to gauge, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know how they do it. I mean, there are different, it does to me, it seems like sometimes like some games you're like, really? Like Uncharted, which I think is a great game, but it got a teen rating I was kind of surprised about. And some other games have gotten mature ratings. And when it's not the same people doing it each time, I can kind of see how that would happen. But It's kind of arbitrary, kind of like the movie industry. But I would someday like to get a peek at one of those those submission tapes.
It's funny. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking every time, like, I'm thinking about what does the GTA 4 one look like that they're preparing right now, or
Oh,
they
God.
just submitted? Yeah. It's got to be really amazing.
Like Faces of Death or something like that. I mean, it reminds me of, there's that awesome Resident Evil 4 video out there that just shows all the death scenes, one after the other. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, it's great. There's a ton of deaths in that game you never even, would have thought about. But it's just that one right after the other. And that's probably what the tape kind of ends up looking like, along with a bunch of like sexual stuff and violent stuff.
Yeah, ours is kind of interspersed. It's violence interspersed with Naomi without a bra, as you see with her lab coat.
Right.
It's not too exciting, but you do have to show.
I don't know. I think some people probably find that very very
possibly
exciting.
They're like, how do I get my hands on that? But it is tough. Like, I'm in my submission form, I'm making clear that it's up to the player. Like, I don't know if this has anything to do with how they decide, assign a rating, but it is up to the player to go through the whole game without killing anybody. It is a choice.
You know what the SRV does with that little submission sheet? Right into the garbage, like first thing.
All these carefully chosen words of mine. The player, we reward the player for not killing people.
Yeah.
But for our submission, we have to show the most violent scenes. So I'm running around killing everything and everything in sight as quickly and as most violent as possible.
See, I gotta see that at some point. That'd be cool.
So ESRB, not too exciting. And then just playing a little Patapon I borrowed from Ken.
Oh, nice. Patapon.
Patapon.
What do you think?
I'm only about 30 minutes into it, and so I'm not really feeling it as way as some other people like on the net who've already like finished the Japanese version. But the art direction is cool.
Art direction is great, isn't it? Yeah,
it's really awesome.
I mean, when I played it at TGS, it just didn't seem like there was enough to the game, but I've seen since then like kind of the detailed stats that you get in the different guys and stuff like that. So it looks like there could be more to it, but I don't know. The gameplay didn't seem to really grab me too much. I love the art direction, and everybody's talking about the music getting stuck in your head and stuff. So, and
I'm going to have to give it some more time.
Yeah,
just based on recommendations. If I was by myself, if I hadn't heard anything about this game, I probably would have already like thrown it into like the pile of
right. It does come with some recommendations.
Yeah.
And we mentioned it before, but you're getting caught up on Mass Effect, right?
Yes.
I'm really jealous.
It's excellent. I about an hour and a half, I think, till the very end. Been playing through it just as I would if I was in that situation. I decided, because BioWare games, all of them allow you to choose between like basically light and dark or good and bad.
Right.
And I decided this time it'd be kind of fun to kind of imagine myself as the shepherd, and to make my decision based on if I was this guy.
Right.
So in that sense, it's been pretty interesting.
Does that just mean all the good things?
I'm incredibly evil.
No, you're. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're not gonna be like killing guys just for fun.
No, but so maybe this is insight into my personality. I'm about 70% good.
Oh, really?
30% evil.
Really?
Yes. But you get evil points for some stuff that you don't intend to be bad. Like, it just they don't give you enough information. Or
right.
Like, yeah, I'll sell you this information if you need it. And then you find out like it was like secrets of the government or whatever that you're supposed to be protecting. But all in all, it's very good. It's very. On the other hand, as I show it to people in the office, they sometimes kind of tilt their heads. They're like, okay, now why is this selling over 1 million copies in the States?
Well, because they're just seeing the graphics, right?
Right. So, and the gameplay a little bit.
And the gameplay.
And they say this is not an RPG, obviously.
Right. Yeah, I can see how they could be confused, because it does have, hiccups. It's not. I think it's a good-looking game. I could be better in motion. It has those hiccups, especially in combat, which is a little more disturbing. But as far as art direction and stuff like that, to me, that makes up for so much of what would otherwise maybe be a problem.
Absolutely.
I'm so into the universe and the alien music. Designs. The music is just, crazy, like Philip Glassed out, like freaky 70s, like it's so good.
It is. It
makes even the elevator rides,
yeah, the frequent
bearable.
Elevator rides.
Yeah.
But as I'm playing this and I'm doing cutscene checks, and you're gonna be doing these next week actually for us for MGS4. But as I watch and I go through Mass Effect and watch really critical scenes for the story, and I watch some kind of texture pop-ins, or sometimes like my character would just disappear for a second,
Right.
like just some kind of bug, thinking this would never ever happen for MGS4. Like the way our studio is, we're so meticulous about like a position of a finger on a gun. Like we'll send like one of the motion guys back and say fix this, you know, and like
Wow.
a half of an inch over or whatever.
Right.
But then to be in that environment and to play Mass Effect, and then to get basically confirmation from just based on sales that this is okay for a lot of gamers, that they don't mind like some of the mistakes, like the errors.
Right.
Not to say that, you know, moving forward we're gonna just like, you know, just kind of throw things out and,
Right.
and not
Characters appearing and disappearing.
right. But it is interesting because there's definitely two different levels of standards, and I think if this was coming out of our studio, you know, we would never have seen Mass Effect in 2007.
Right. Well, it's like where you spend your resources and your time, you know, right? It's all about those kind of choices, game development.
But how about you? Are you playing anything? I know you've been sick
a little bit. Yeah, I was so sick that I couldn't play games. Like that's
tragic.
You know, it's really bad kind of sick,
Yeah.
right? So I have played some Smash Brothers, and I like it. I'm not won over. I never really got Smash Brothers, like the main basic gameplay. I kind of like but I like all the periphery. I like the things surrounding it. I like the shiny buttons and things. I like I'm kind of a sucker for the fan service, but I mean I hesitate to even call it just like the trimmings because there's so much of it. It's almost like a meal in itself. I mean, the soundtrack, I don't even know. There's just dozens and dozens. So, you know, I think there's a well over 100 musical tracks from like every composer who's made music of any note in the last like 30 years.
Right.
Which is crazy.
But aren't they all Japanese? Is that, or am I just
wrong? Yeah, they are Japanese. Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. Smash Brothers to me is like a smorgasbord or a representation of Japanese video game development of the past 2 decades.
Right. Yeah, it is.
It's a celebration of it. Really.
Right. No, it absolutely is. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of that in there. But I mean, yeah, just, you know, I mean, to be honest, like name, you know, 4 Western video game composers and don't say Tommy Tallarico, you know, as one of them. I mean, you could argue Henry.
Wait, why can't I say Tommy Tallarico?
You could just because he's not just a composer, you know, he's a multimedia artist now.
True.
Not that he doesn't have some greats. All right, I guess you can say Tommy Tallarico. And I guess you could probably say
Marty O'Donnell or.
Okay, yeah, you could definitely say him. Just came out like where most people probably know his name in the last 5 years, maybe, right? Even Tommy Tallarico, probably not hardcore people probably just know about him in the last 5 years.
Henry Gregson Williams.
Yeah, Gregson Williams, again, probably in the last 5 years. People like grown to know him.
I got 3. You've helped me with one of them.
Right. So, yeah.
I think I'm probably stuck there.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Yeah, you made your point.
Much less, you know, 20 or 30 of them. But anyway, so just all the stages, all the attacks, all the little side modes and extras and demos, and it's just a lot of cool like little stuff that I'm interested in for that. So, and then I started to play a little Devil May Cry 4, but I'm like 2 levels into it.
Okay.
I did basically the tutorial and then the TGS demo, which I've played, you know, 100 times. So far, I really liked the gameplay in the demos. I really love the hand mechanic as far as grabbing and moving people around. So I'm excited to play more of that. I've only started like buying abilities and stuff like that, and I've heard people really talking up its the gameplay on it. Like really talking it up,
right.
So
like that is better than Ninja Gaiden and things like that. I've heard people say something. I heard
that somewhere. Yeah, I heard that though. I don't know if you can trust wherever you heard that from though. A lot of hyperbole.
Well, from that same source,
coming out of that same source.
That same source has made a statement that he believes 2 humans online cooperative mode is better than Phantasy Star Online.
Which, yeah, you know, I heard that as well. And, you know, I hope he's right. I don't know how or, you know, why he would know that. Like, not having played 2 humans, like the online section of it. he has a lot of faith in it, and like for Shane to say that is huge. Like, you know,
well, he's been a believer since the beginning for Too Human.
He has been a believer from the beginning to Too Human. I hope to God he's right. I think it's going to be at GDC actually.
Good.
So I'm excited to play it there. I would really love a game now that Phantasy Star Universe came out and just like destroyed my memories of Phantasy Star Online. I would really love a game that came out that was really good, that was kind of in that style and vein. I pray to God that it's Too Human, but I don't know that it is. I guess we'll see in a couple weeks.
Well, it sounds like it's almost out. Dennis Dack was on like a morning show, a Canadian morning show.
Yeah,
recently.
I saw that.
And he said early this year.
Right.
And it's coming out in several months, so they must be wrapping up development.
I'm gonna say,
You make a prediction?
Well, I could make a prediction. I'll say May. Why not?
I was thinking May, maybe June.
Yeah. I don't have any information that I'm basing that on. That's all just out of my butt.
You can ask him directly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna see him next month. So that'll be.
Yeah, you guys have a history, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
For all of our listeners, I recommend you go into the archives of the One Up Yours podcast and go back almost exactly a year ago. Last February.
It was after GDC, I think.
Yes, it was the GDC week in San Francisco.
That's
Dennis
right.
Dack was in town.
Right.
They the guys had them on the show, and then Mark and Dennis proceeded to have about an hour and a half long debate about basically Dennis accusing Mark of kind of almost ruining his game or ruining the production of his game based on this review that. Well, that wasn't even a review. It was a preview article, or it was a wrap-up of E3 2006, where you guys gave it a terrible rating, or a Mark MacDonald terrible rating.
It wasn't that, because there's no way of getting that across in the magazine. Terrible, like it was definitely not that. But yeah, Dennis has some strong ideas about previews, and to be honest, some valid points. I think they got presented in like a fun and funny and interesting way, but some definite like stuff worth talking about in that podcast. So
a lot of bad blood, and so I can't wait for the for the rematch if there's.
I have no bad blood.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you guys have to like take pictures or record or whatever when you guys meet and greet at GDC.
Right.
But I'm excited. I'm pumped.
GDC should be cool. Yeah.
I wish I could be there.
I know. I'm sad you're not going to be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
But I mean, I guess you got to be finishing up a little game.
Yeah, there's a little priority.
Yeah, it's got a thing or two still to work on.
True.
Still to finish back here, huh?
Yeah. So you want to do this mailbox?
Yeah. Let's take some listener mail.
Cool.
You got a lot of it this week.
Yes.
Actually, that's great. Well, so the first one is from Jake in the UK. Who says that was a dope podcast.
Thank you.
Smiley face. Was he talking about last week's?
I think this is probably in reference to 2 weeks ago.
He must have been talking about the last one where I was here.
Because it was quite dope.
Yeah. He was wondering if have you ever bought a Metal Gear Solid game before you started working for Konami?
Now, I was wondering if he was trying to insult me or not. Now,
wow.
Do I not have enough knowledge about MGS? Does it come through in the podcast?
Yeah, that's kind of a seriously backhanded slam, actually.
But he could be just really curious. Did you join Konami and then you were transferred to Kojima Productions or something like that? And so I just thought I'd like to set the record straight.
Yeah. That
I was in high school. I was 16 years old when I bought Metal Gear Solid, and I played through it all the way, and it totally blew me away. And I've bought pretty much every Metal Gear product ever since until I entered the studio, and then I got it for free.
I heard you joined Konami because you were like a big DDR guy. You won like some local competition.
You know me.
Some local like Seattle, Portland area DDR mix competition.
Yes.
DDR mix 7th mix DX.
It was Universe.
Universe
2.
I gotcha.
2 hot remix hottest party.
Hottest party, of course. It would have been the hottest party. And then I thought you just like, that you got transferred because they needed your help or something like that.
Well, there are those people, hardcore Konami fans that they eat and breathe like DDR, and
I know.
don't tell me you were never into DDR.
I was never into DDR.
Really?
I was never into DDR.
Shoot, I have to admit I was. It's not the reason why I joined Konami.
Oh, now it comes out.
I was.
Are there internet videos out there of you using your hands and both pads at once and not looking, standing the other way?
I'm smarter than that. But it was... I was in a DDR before it was cool.
I see. It was, I will say the one cool thing, well, it's not technically DDR, is Beatmania, but that Metal Gear remix. Yeah. Did you ever hear that?
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
I had the Beatmania.
You did not.
Turntables.
You did not.
So I talked about this last week in the podcast that when I went to Japan, after graduating high school, I spent $1,200 on games at Akihabara in one trip. And including that was the DDR pads, the Beatmania turntables, the game with the Metal Gear Solid remix.
I'm just picturing you carrying all of that crap.
It was like I said, I kind of regret it now, but I bought World Stadium 4, Tenchu.
That's so funny. I think everybody does that. Every hardcore video game fan does that on their first trip to Akihabara, because literally bags falling apart on the way to the airport. Actually, my first 2 or 3 trips to Japan, all 3 times came back with just bags full. Because you're like, finally, I'm going to buy all the stuff that I told myself someday I will buy. Original Contra kart version, Castlevania 3 kart version, all of that. Because so actually, the Metal Gear, the early Metal Gear games, man.
The MSX games.
Yeah.
Did you buy those?
The MSX versions. Yep.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. Well, let's move on to some more. We got more mail from England.
Wait, you think I'm clear? You think I'm clear in that?
What? That
I was a Metal Gear fan before.
Yes.
Okay, we're cool.
But Metal Gear Solid was your first Metal Gear game?
Well, I played it on NES. I
played
the inferior copycat version, whatever. But I played that. I was in elementary school.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Did you ever play Snake's Revenge?
No, I didn't.
There you go. Even more bonus points. I don't know. This sounds a little too perfect.
Too
now.
perfect.
Yeah. Like, nope, didn't play Snake's Revenge either. I was like, no, I'm not playing that American-made travesty.
No, played MGS2 on launch day. Bought it. Had it reserved.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Hardcore.
Fair enough. Yes, you passed.
I passed. Okay.
You're accepted. Liquid Tune also from England writes, "Hi Ryan, just a quick email to ask if you'd give some props to Samurai X over at GameFAQs, because each week he does a fantastic review of your podcast."
Yeah, well, props to Samurai X. I've never seen these reviews.
Big props, yeah. I'm assuming these are positive reviews. If not, we might have to come back next week and do some fixing here. But until that point, Samurai X is awesome.
Yes,
awesome as Samurai X.
Right.
And I am going to go check those out right after this podcast, because I am curious. And, we always like feedback, any stuff, it's like, are we talking about Phantom Dust too much?
Too much called Company of Heroes?
Yeah, I mean, feedback is always very, very welcome. So I think it's cool that people are writing in. Also, people who write in from all over the place is really cool.
It's amazing looking at the mailbox. People from all over the world listening. It's really awesome.
It's the Rainbow Gang, as I like to call them.
Yes.
All the colors of the rainbow.
We can call it the Rainbow Box from now on if you'd like. But to Samurai X, now one request though, my friend, don't make these reviews too detailed, because then people won't download it, and then
good point.
And I won't be able to beat out HIDECHAN, because we got this friendly competition about access.
That's right. Good point. Very good point. Yeah, maybe not like a minute by minute breakdown, but great show or greatest show, those kind of answer maybe that question every week. That would be good.
I would be interested to see a rating of people, what they felt were the best shows. I have an idea of
on a scale of 9.0 to 10.0.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's a 9.0 show, a 9.5 show, or a 10.0 show.
Exactly.
What do you think this show so far?
This is probably a 9.9.
Really?
Yes.
All right, let's see if we can take it over the top.
Yeah, this is good.
All right.
So moving on to RDB in Norway.
He's gonna take it. He's gonna take us up to 10.
Only Robertson could do that.
Will you be able to play MGS4 and understand the plot without having played the previous games? I'm aware of the flashback button, but I don't think that really explains all the story for newcomers. Why don't we explain real quick again about what the flashback button is?
The flashback button. You use this in TGS, right?
Right. I saw it. Yeah, for the first time at TGS.
So in cinematics, in the top right hand corner of the screen, you'll see the circle button. You can hold that, and when a character makes a reference to something that happened in previous Metal Gear games, you can hold down the circle button and it'll give you a quick flashback, a visual and audio representation of like what happened. And it's a really cool way. It gives you, it's like deja vu, really.
Yeah.
Or like this really nice wave of nostalgia that hits, and you're like, wow, the graphics were really like that way back when.
And that's really smart. So is it happening a lot through?
There was
through
quite a few, and it's all obviously it's all up to the discretion of the player, whether they want to hold down that button or not.
Right.
And go ahead.
See, I'll find that really helpful because, just MGS2. I was reading before I came back for the 10th anniversary party over the summer. I wanted to catch up on Metal Gear 2, and there's a really excellent Metal Gear story FAQ out there. But it is super in-depth, and you can't skip over stuff because those details matter.
Right.
You can't just say, Arsenal gear crashes and then, right. You can't just say that because then it's like 6,000 characters, some of which that are only in the game for maybe an hour or two are really important.
Absolutely.
And I already know that they're important.
Right.
Much less there's probably people that, that I'm not even thinking of.
Did you read the synopsis from James Howell? It was this really, really detailed breakdown of the MGS2, actually talking about the themes and how they relate to MGS1.
Is that another FAQ?
Maybe, yeah. It was
on
not so much of a
FAQ?
FAQ. It's on their site. It was featured, I think, on Kotaku. Like it was. Like they're talking about, look at this, really, really well done.
Okay, I do. I remember that now. Yeah.
So definitely, if you want to check it out, do a Google search for MGS2 Delta Head. I should just put up a link on the blog, but it's really, really well done. And James is a friend of the studio's, and he helps us a lot on certain projects too. So he knows his stuff.
That's cool.
But
is that going to be, so to answer RDB's question?
Is that it?
Yeah, is that really going to explain all the story for newcomers?
Well, number one, it's not so much for newcomers. It's also for hardcore to really remind you of, like you said, these small things in the story of MGS2. Sometimes we'll throw back one quote from Solid, something that he said, and then you're like, oh, that's a reference to this now. It kind of helps you connect the story where I don't care how hardcore you are, you wouldn't have picked it up and seen this reference. So we're kind of linking it for you in a way. And then we have another feature in the game that we have already yet to announce that's going to really, really give you a detailed explanation of really what happened in the previous games, and then just through the story itself, we cross-reference without just the backstories, but we cross-reference things that happened in previous games, but not just say them in passing, but really kind of be aware that we're aware of the fact that most likely people haven't played MGS1 or MGS2 or MGS3 in many years. So, well,
did you talk about this last week? A lot of people are talking on the internet about this little item that's available for pre-order.
The Essential Collection?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something that I haven't been able to talk about until today.
I'm glad I brought it up.
I know. I'm glad
you weren't even giving me a signal or kicking me under the table or anything.
I thought I'd just let it come out naturally.
You played me like a puppet.
No, honestly, I just kind of forgot. So do you want to prep it?
No,
okay.
Dude, go launch away, shill away. What is it, Ryan? What is this wonderful thing I can?
What is this product that I can buy for $29.99 starting the middle of March in North American markets? This is the Metal Gear Solid Essential Collection that Konami US is putting out. This is something that we've wanted to do ever since the 20th anniversary box came out in Japan back in July. Mm-hmm. The 20th anniversary box is more of a complete collection because it includes Portable Ops,
right,
and it includes Metal Gear 1 and 2, the Subsistence, the emulated versions. But the good news is that it's at a pretty reasonable price.
Sure.
It includes, and the cool thing is that it includes MGS2 the Substance version and MGS3 the Subsistence version. So you're going to get the 3D camera and Snake Eater.
The best version of both of those. Yeah. So
some people on the internet, I saw that they had some comments about the announcement and they said, Konami doesn't get it. Like, why don't you have the Substance and Subsistence? Well, it is included. It's just not written on the front of the box.
Right.
It gets so freaking confusing.
Yeah.
But it does include the original PlayStation discs. So for MGS1, so 2 discs for for the original PlayStation, and then they're all in 3 Amaray cases that we redesigned the packaging to make sure it has more of a consistent visual theme.
Right.
And we worked really hard with Konami US to make sure that this got out on time, and they were very forgiving of how meticulous we can be about colors and what art we want on the packaging, and things that Mr. Kojima is requesting. So
this is like suitable for framing. Like, will go on your mantle, like look good on your mantle.
Yes, it's
next to your shagohod, origami thing. Right.
It's going to be something that hardcore fans, even if they have all 3 games, they're probably going to want to pick it up, especially because it's pretty affordable.
Right.
And we put a lot of work into making sure that it's there for fans and to introduce people who haven't played any of these games before and they want to get into Metal Gear before they pick up 4. So.
Right. Or maybe you bought Metal Gear 2, but then you sold it, or
Sure.
something, you want to play it again before the game comes out. I mean, I fully plan on playing 2 again before 4, because even just reading the super detailed internet breakdown of it, isn't the same thing, and I just want to have it all.
I highly recommend it. Definitely play 2 before you play 4. Really, whatever you do.
Whatever you do,
it's top priority.
All right. Let's see. Back to the listener mail. Mark from Canada has a question. He says that, hey guys, just picked up your podcast in the last month, and it's really interesting and entertaining to listen to. Thank you, Mark. Can you tell me what the fascination is with Japanese people and handheld gaming, PSP and DS?
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely noticed that. I'm not sure if this question is from something we've talked about it previously, or where he's kind of getting this from, but it is true. The DS and PSP is out of control here.
That's a good way to put it.
The popularity is ridiculous. I mean, if you look at the sales, you don't even need to look at the sales numbers. Go on a train, and you're going to find, somebody, and I'm not talking about like 18 to 34-year-old guys. I'm talking about 12-year-old girls. I'm talking about like 40-year-old women.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people that you would typically not expect to be the only people you would find playing. I probably see more women with DSs here than guys.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Mark brought this question, because I'm hoping that this podcast can address some more general topics too, not just Metal Gear, but Japan related.
Sure.
Because it's so interesting to see the parallels between Western markets and what's going on in Japan, because it's so different sometimes.
Right.
Especially the handheld thing.
Right.
Obviously, DS is blowing up all over the world, but people are playing different games, which is interesting. And but on the one hand, I think I always like to see games selling no matter what, but it's somewhat just discouraging to see how popular handhelds are and it seems like they're becoming as a replacement or as a supplement to having a home console.
Well, I think so. Yeah. I mean, I think it's weird, games like Monster Hunter are so popular, and it's not because people are playing them only when they're on the train and stuff like that. People are buying that game, going home and sitting in a room with a TV and playing it. And sometimes, with inviting 2 or 3 other friends over and all sitting there playing on their PSP. The other big time trend, and it's not a new one. I mean, it's been this way almost since the DS and Brain Training came out, but are non-game games for especially for the DS selling. I had a friend that made a meal and used the DS to actually learn the recipe and cook the stuff.
That was a huge big seller in Japan. That cooking software.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend who did the same thing. She threw a party just using recipes that were found in that game, which sold, I think, almost 500,000 copies. You've
got learn English, Chinese, Italian, any language. You've got practice your Japanese characters. They got stuff that's just insane. They've got Square Enix put out a game, I think it's called Restaurants in Seoul, Korea. That's what it is. I mean, that's how specific these things are getting. Right. That is freaking ridiculous.
Konami put out a game that's skin training.
Right.
For women, you can track when you're on your period and what you should be eating. And
sounds awesome.
It sounds really
Man, if
epic.
they can only combine that with the restaurants in Seoul, Korea game, that would be great. Where I could track where, I don't know, where people are having their periods in restaurants in Seoul, Korea.
One of the 3 products confirmed.
There are still a couple mysteries out there.
But I heard that I don't know if this is true or not, but the bottom's kind of fallen out of from these kind of non-games in Japan for the DS.
Really?
Yeah, I think a friend of mine was telling me about this. He interviewed a game developer. I don't think I could talk about it, but this pretty famous Japanese video game developer claims that the bottom has fallen out. Like they're not selling it as much anymore. They have to refocus their attention.
Well, I wonder because there's so many of them. At some point, people start to get lost. Like, I don't even know anymore which ones are worth it or not. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen any evidence of that happening yet at retail. But maybe retail's just like there's like already too many games in development. They just have to all come out and fail. But yeah, I mean, as a gamer, I do worry a little bit about it just because it's like, okay, is anyone still making games for this thing? Like, where are my games? And I don't mean Nintendo. Nintendo always makes great games. I'm really excited actually about Professor Layton. Actually, just because it came up, like I can't wait to play that game. But which is also super popular here, and that's kind of a non-game in-game clothing. It's kind of an interesting way of handling it. I mean, it's really just like a logic puzzle thing, but inside, the trappings of a nice narrative. Anyway, yeah, it is crazy here. It'll be interesting, if the PS3 and 360 can really change it. I mean, Wii is making a big push for home console numbers, but it's not really changing this whole game non-game thing too much, at least yet.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on it. I don't see the boom ending anytime soon, especially with.
I don't either.
With there's a lot of big titles we can talk about later on. We're going to talk about our most anticipated games of 2008.
Oh yeah. So back to our listeners. Leonardo from USA says one of the things I loved about MGS is how much I got to know about the villain's background. The stories of Sniper Wolf, Vulcan, and Psycho Mantis were interesting. One of the only things about Sneak Eater I didn't like is that the end, the fear, the pain all didn't have backgrounds. They were just the bad guys. I felt bad when I killed Psycho Mantis. I didn't feel bad when I killed the fear. And so Leonardo wants to put this to MGS4. He's like, will I feel bad when I kill Crying Wolf? Are the villains going to have a deeper background like MGS1 and MGS4?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I like questions like this. It's not, how do we kill the bosses in MGS4 or how do they die? But yeah, it's, I can say that for MGS3, it was a conscious effort by Mr. Kojima and Mr. Shinkawa it was in response to all the criticism of MGS1, MGS2 about how long-winded the bosses were getting.
Well, right, because it was kind of set up in a fashion that happened each time in MGS1, and I love MGS1 and really loved it at the time. I didn't mind it because it was breakthrough in storytelling. Sure. But you go back and you see it now, and it's like, yeah, you kind of get like the life story, then you kill them, and then you get like the longer life story, and it happens with each boss without really a strong exception, except for Revolver Ocelot, who you don't actually really kill.
Right.
Oh, spoiler.
Spoiler.
But yeah. So what about that for MGS4? Then is that still more following the MGS3 philosophy or one or kind of combination?
It's actually a different approach, which is cool. It's not these monologues beforehand and after from the boss. It's more we try to incorporate it in the full story of the game. So by the time that you encounter them, you'll have an idea of where they're coming from. And so I think it's kind of like it's a compromise in a way.
Cool.
And they're interesting, and there's some parts that are optional if you want to get more background information on these characters. You can, but it's not in the cutscenes necessarily.
Oh, that's great. I really liked that when they did that stuff with in MGS3.
Right. So there's a variety of different formats that you can get more information on the Beauty and the Beast core if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So I like having that option there for the fans, like for example Leonardo, who sounds like he wants more connection with the boss characters. And then if you just want a more like straightforward approach,
you can get that too.
Yeah. So I really like the approach. Will you feel bad when you're killing Crying Wolf? Probably.
Fuzzy Squash from the good old US of A. Ryan, don't be biased against other question askers. No one likes your international playboy friend and his, quote, twins, unquote. Okay, joking. My real question is, what are you and Mark's most anticipated games this year? And what are some of your favorite games of all time?
One of those is pretty easy to answer. One of them's tough. Like, favorite games of all time, I always have a hard time with.
They're both kind of, hard. I guess this year is a lot easier. We can start off with that. Excepting, of course, the reason we're here, Metal Gear Solid 4 and also MGO. Yeah.
Right. So aside from those, do you mind if I go
go for
first?
It. Yeah.
Like, I just wrote these down. I didn't look at any best of the or most anticipated games of 2008 lists on the internet. I just kind of just jotted these down as they came to me.
I did the same thing too, so we might be missing some that once we hear about, we
exactly.
Feel stupid.
But obviously GTA 4's up there. I'm really curious to see what.
Yep, I got that on my list too.
I'm really curious to see how that comes out.
Yep.
Echochrome.
Oh yeah, good one.
That's a good one, huh?
That's a very good one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was playing Potapon, wishing it was actually Echochrome.
Right.
And then I'm actually very interested in End War from Ubisoft.
Okay,
I'm reading
you like the RTS?
I like the RTS. I'm curious to see who can do it right on a console. There's also Universe at War, World in Conflict coming up, Halo Wars. Anyway, number 4 on my list, StarCraft 2. Number 5, Crysis on next generation consoles like PS3 or 360. I don't care whichever.
Interesting.
Even though it hasn't been announced yet, I have a feeling it's coming. It's just my PC can't handle Crysis at the moment. So
yeah,
and I don't have the bucks to spend on.
You just upgraded your PC,
but not to the level of Crysis. That's the problem.
It's still not Crysis level.
It's not.
Oh my god,
it's not.
That's pathetic.
It's Company of Heroes level, if you want to talk about that. White Knight. I'm curious. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
And another one is very high on my list. My last one is Dragon Quest IX for the DS. I've been following this. It sounds like it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, me too. And it's funny. Like, actually, it's funny because some of the games on my list, and I think I have more than 5, but both GTA and Dragon Quest, I'm super excited about, even though I haven't been a huge fan of previous games in either of their series.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, I've
never played a Dragon Quest game.
Oh, see, I played 8, and I respect both series, and I'm impressed by what they pull off each time. But with each new game, I usually think this is going to be the one that I'm really going to play. And usually, I don't know why, if I just run out of time or what. Dragon Quest 8 I played. I gave a real try to. And I was pretty into it. But it was just way too much time. It just ended up being so much time.
Did you play it? It's split screen, so you're watching your political shows?
That's the first game that I introduced me to using the split screen function on my TV because I was reading magazines. I mean, it's so old school that there is just a lot of grinding, and a lot of going back to town and going into the church and then saving and Definitely had a lot of things that I would have changed, but at the same time, I was just really into it in a very old school way.
Well, it's no coincidence that you're also doing the split screen thing with Blue Dragon.
It is no coincidence at all, actually. And then that game too, I was really into for many hours before finally giving it up, moving on to other things. Sure. Not really even consciously with either game. I really enjoyed both games, but anyway, also on my list, Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
Which I'm going to be playing at the AOU show in about a week.
Good.
I can't wait.
That's going to be awesome.
There's new shots of it out. With
Blanca, Chun-Li.
Everybody. All the original World Warriors are in it already, which is amazing. So I'm excited as hell for that game. If it comes out here this summer, I just want to be in Japan. I want it to be, 1992 or 3 or whatever all over again. I really have just way too high hopes for that.
I didn't even know you were a Street Fighter fan.
My God. I'm the hugest Street Fighter fan. The thing with that is, though, I am a Street Fighter 2 fan.
Okay.
Not a Street Fighter Alpha fan, not even a Super Street Fighter fan, not a Street Fighter 3 fan.
Third Strike? That's where it's at, right?
I know, that's everybody tells me, but I'm sorry, it just lost me. My old man hands and eyeballs just got lost when, they went into super ridiculous mega ultra combos and all that.
So are
junk.
you hoping that this is like a return to form, like more simplified?
Well, everything that the producer has been saying about it has been the right things as far as I'm concerned. It's like bringing it back to the people that have lapsed, and yeah, it's more simplified, more straightforward. Definitely tons and tons and tons and tons of depth, but not just like so much so that you drown in it. You know what I mean? So much so that if you're not playing it 8 hours a day from day one, you're lost.
Right.
I'm so excited for that.
Good.
A couple games that I'm not sure are coming out this year.
This is turning into more of like a wish list. Not a wish list, but like...
What are you talking about?
You wish that they come out in 2008. I don't think so.
You don't think Final Fantasy 13 is coming out in 2008? Probably not.
Probably not.
Resident Evil 5?
Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm kind of depressed. I was hoping that they would start talking about that and that would happen. But all right, so maybe I'll hope for a demo for those games. I'd still be as excited for those games. Bionic Commando Rearmed, super excited about.
Yes, absolutely. Super
excited about it. Gears of War 2, everything I've heard is that it's coming out this year, so... I'd be very curious to see that. And Brutal, one game that I totally forgot, and then I realized I was using their Christmas card to write my list on, Brutal Legend from Double Fine.
That's going on mine.
I'm sure it's going to be on yours.
Oh,
But I just love the theme of it, the idea, the art direction, all that kind of stuff. So, I'll be damn excited to see that. They're always funny, like
there we go.
Those guys do. So yeah, that's my list, and I have like my all-time list, but it's more like just like random games and series and stuff like that. There's no way I'm limiting it to 5, so really? I don't even know if it's worth going through.
It was painful, but I made
really
a list of 5.
Oh, okay, you go for it.
No, I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring it up, like Fuzzy Squash's question, just because it kind of gives listeners an idea of like where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And like what kind of game.
Well, I think we can do enough. I can give them enough to do that. So why don't we do your 5? Let me say your top 2. Okay. I think maybe 3. Phantom Dust obviously is number 1.
Okay. Snake Eater.
Number 2.
Well, I don't have it listed by.
Okay.
They're not ranked 1 to 5. Snake Eater is on there.
Okay.
Eco.
Okay.
Metroid Prime, the first one.
Nice. Yes.
And you could put this at the top. Major Mud.
Major Mud, the text-based mud
yes.
system. Wow.
Yes. Local BBS.
Okay.
Best gaming experience of my life.
Yeah.
Lacks any sort of graphics.
Yeah.
Any really visual representation outside of text.
Right.
But yes,
you are an old school mud game. Yeah, you were telling me some mud stories, some crazy mud stories. We'll have to go into those.
Maybe not. I'm sometime. Not so proud of those. I kind of said that.
You don't have to go into all of them.
Oh man, I was such a bad person.
No, not at all. I think it's hilarious. I think it's great.
That's where you get really get an idea of like my personality is when you hear my mud stories. Oh man.
But what you did to your brother, and those are some pretty
old sysops.
Yeah, those are some pretty great stories.
All right, so we want to go into your series. This
yes,
is so
I'm going to throw out random, just like Fast and Furious here.
Here, let me do it for you.
Okay.
Final Fantasy.
No.
Metroid.
Super Metroid. No.
Super Mario Brothers series. Halo series.
Yes.
That's Resident Evil series. Come on.
Well, Resident Evil, but I have call-outs. I have special ones, like I call out Resident Evil 4, even though like I'm a huge fan of the Resident Evil series. Street Fighter 2, the first Street Fighter 2, Phantasy Star Online, Zelda. I just can't.
Yeah, it's a series.
I just can't.
That's fair because basically every time it's the same thing.
Another
one on your list has got to be Quake. Right?
Quake is on
Number
here.
1.
Yep, the first Quake. Probably that and Samurai Showdown 2 are probably the 2 games that I've spent the most actual clocked hours playing. Period.
And we'll do that in a future podcast. We'll talk about your old days.
Okay.
Playing those 2 games. But and by the way, I was just joking about Zelda.
Because one of my favorite Zeldas is Zelda 2, Adventure of Link.
Really?
Yes.
That's one of my favorites too.
Really?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people hate that game.
A lot of people hate it.
Yeah. And I mean... But come on, man. Like Link to the Past, I mean, that game is amazing. Ocarina of Time, amazing. Wind Waker, in its own way, amazing. Flawed, but amazing. I just can't. There's just too many. I could pick some out to say I like them less. But anyway, Mario, the big ones being original Super Mario Brothers, Mario 3, Mario World, and Mario 64. I skipped like 4 Mario games there, and I didn't mention any handheld ones at all.
All right,
including New Super Mario Brothers. So that's some credit.
Okay.
Super Metroid and Metroid Prime, the first one. Quake, Halo 2, Halo Punch, Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh, that's great.
Just
that's
amazing
very
game. Like still holds up. I mean, I would say probably Metal Gear Solid. I would say probably the first one.
Is your favorite of the series then?
Well, no, but like for the time when I played it, I think it was probably the greatest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for the time when it came out, it was the biggest leap ahead, basically. Even though I think the other ones did leap ahead in their own ways.
Well, it's funny. I was going to bring this up when Jake from England, he had this question about have I ever played Metal Gear before coming to Konami, and I was going to talk about the story when I first beat MGS1. I went to my friend Will's house afterwards. I was a little bit late because the ending of MGS1 was longer than I was expecting.
Right.
And I was like, I'll be over in like 20 minutes.
And then the phone call at the very, 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 very end happens. You're like, oh, okay,
I know. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be like 2 hours late. So I get to his house. They were playing. I think they're playing pool or playing chess or something. And one
of those old analog games.
Yes, exactly. and I sat them down. I was like, I just played this game. It was about nuclear proliferation and like really kind of this political edge and it was, they're like, what game is this? And that was a big deal back then.
It's like a commercial or something.
I mean,
you walked in, what game is
what
this
game
you
is
speak
this?
of?
Where can I buy it?
No, it was a really big deal, and it had voice acting that didn't, make you laugh the entire time,
right. So, I remember just going on and on about, look, this is where games have, how far they've come.
Right.
And that was, and I remember that night really vividly. And
even those graphics too, and like the gameplay at that time, it was like by far the best looking game, like I'd ever seen. Like the 3D engine was doing all of this stuff. I mean, it was just like, really was like from the future. Mm-hmm. And like even the localization was as good as it was amazing. How old were you when that was?
I was 16.
Wow.
Or 17.
Okay. That's not that young. I thought you would have been younger for some. That was the first game. That was one of the first games I reviewed when I was at the official PlayStation.
And you gave it a 10.
I just graduated college. Yeah,
gave it a perfect score.
Yep.
It never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would actually be working on a sequel to that game, which is, thinking back, is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It seems so foreign, and even playing Snake Eater, the studio and the whole, all the work that went into that game, it seems so foreign and so distant.
Right.
And I think you probably get the same feeling when you come here to do the recording, or when you come to help us out on the game, is that it's different. It's
pretty surreal. Yeah. It is cool. Like it is. I mean, I can only imagine with you seeing all of the different decisions and iterations and all of that stuff over the last couple of years. Like, yeah, that sounds really, really crazy. But yeah.
Well, the whole book's full of stuff and stories that, I mean, I at some point I hope to be able to kind of go month by month through the whole development and say, this is what happened. And I know it would never be approved. Half of it would get cut.
Right.
Not for any kind of legal reasons or people did anything wrong. It's just that's the way the Japanese developers are. They're not as open. They don't want to talk about, hey, we don't want to talk about how we changed the look of Meryl in MGS4.
Right.
Like the guy behind it, he doesn't really want to talk about it.
Right.
He's not happy about it. And now that Meryl looks good, I mean, we should celebrate it and say, hey, look how far she's come. But no, it's not a topic that they want to talk about.
Yeah, even in the West, I mean, people are kind of just now still starting to come around. You have people who are better and worse than others about it. But it is too bad because people love to hear about that kind of stuff, the post-mortem, afterthoughts-y kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap it up here. So, again, thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back next week for some more exciting developer stuff on the Kojima Productions Report.